Hi everyone, Jacqueline here. So today we're going to make our own fertilizer using some different products to promote growth and blooms and good root development. And then we're going to go and give my driveway containers a really good haircut and then use that fertilizer on them. So let me show you what kind of fertilizer I want to make. This is something new that I want to try and see how the plants respond to it. So what I'm using is I'm going to use a little bit of Miracle-Gro. I have Epsom Salt, and this is a gardener's friend that's been around for years. It works well in the garden around plants, and it will cause strong growth, root development, and blooms, and fast growth. So Epsom Salt is a gardener's friend. And finally, I have fish fertilizer, liquid fish fertilizer that smells absolutely fabulous. 230, and this will provide some nutrients to the soil. It improves the soil. It will not burn the plants, unlike a nitrogen that will burn plants, and it's just a good all-around fertilizer that your plants will love. So in order to prevent the plants from blooming, because we're using so many products here, we are going to start with just using a little bit of the Miracle-Gro, just to give them some nitrogen. And I have a watering jug here, my water can here, and we're going to use the small scoop on this scooper. So we're basically going to take it and we're just going to dump it in like that. Then I'm going to use a capful of the fish fertilizer because it does not burn, but it will definitely improve the soil and make the plants very happy. And then what I'm going to do, I'm not going to use that to scoop it, duh. I think the heat's getting to me. And it's really, really hot here. Hot and humid and gross. I am sweating. I'm going to use a scoopful of the Epsom salt right here. So I'm just going to scoop that out and dump that in. And that's what we're going to use to do all the containers after we give them a really good haircut. It's that time of year where they need to be cut back to promote blooms into fall. And we may end up doing it one more time before the end of August, but this is definitely going to help them look their best. So let's get started. So looking at this plant here, we can see we have really high area here, and then we have an area here that's lower. And these are the wave petunias, the magenta or violet, that are more crawling than they are upright. So we're going to give them a really good haircut, and we're going to go around the entire plant and cut it back good, because it's getting out of control and it's going to bloom itself out. And then we're going to give it a good feeding. And I'm going to pinch some of the blooms back as well on the upper part. So I'm just going to reach through here and pull the stems up and see which ones are really long and getting kind of spindly, and then I'm going to cut them back and make sure. Same within here. We're just going to come in here and give it a bit of a cut. Just going to shear it back. I'm not going to take all of it, but I am going to come in here and clean it out and just pick out some of the dead blooms. I find the purple ones tend to get a bit leggy. The denim, you can see here how long that stem is. That's from the other wave. So we're just going to come through and give it a haircut. I'm not going to take everything off. Like the snapdragons look good. These look good here. And I'm just going to come through and prune them back. Pull out any garbage. I do pinch no matter what the plant is. Even if it's proven winners, I will pinch them back, because I just like them to look neat and tidy. And then I just go in and check it out. And yeah, it's getting dry with this heat. The snapdragons look pretty good. I'll just take some of the spent blooms off in here, and any petunias I've gotten in the way of it. And that's okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed it. It needs a good feeding and a little more pinching to deadhead it and get the blooms off. And in a week or two, this thing will be better than it was originally. And don't worry, if you think it's drastic what you're doing, it's okay, because the plants need that to revitalize them, especially in heat. So that's the last plant that we cut back, and they all look very symmetrical, nice and round now. You can see here with this one as well, very symmetrical, very round, and they look good. The color is actually popping a bit more. They don't look like they're lagging from the heat, because to me they looked like they were really suffering from heat exhaustion or heat stroke and or sunstroke, and they looked like they kind of had enough of the heat. So this will revitalize them. So give this a try and see how this works for you. Let me know in the comments how you find this fertilizer combination working for you. I think it's a great option for midsummer, late summer revitalization of your plants. You're also changing up the fertilizer you give them, so you will probably get a better response from the plants because of the mixture, because they're getting all the nutrients that they need going forward. And if you do this, 2 or 3 times a season with these combination of fertilizers, you should have some beautiful plants. So thank you for watching, and I will give you an update in a couple weeks how the plants are doing. Bye everybody.